second grade classroom at Mount St. Mary's School, and we would like to read for you.
Hi, my name is Kelly Flanagan, and I'm going to be reading The Kissing Hand. Chester Raccoon stood at the edge of the forest and cried. "I don't want to go to school," he told his mother. "I want to stay home with you. I want to play with my friends and play with my toys and read my books and swing on my swing. Please, may I stay home with you?" Mrs. Raccoon took Chester by the hand and nuzzled on his ear. "Sometimes we all have to do things we don't want to do," he told him gently, "even if they seem strange and scary at first. But you will love school once you start. You'll make new friends and play with new toys, read new books, and swing on new swings. Besides," she added, "I know a wonderful secret that will make your nights at home seem as warm and cozy as your days at home." Chester wiped away his tears and looked interested. "A secret? What kind of secret?" "A very old secret," said Mrs. Raccoon. "I learned it from my mother, and she learned it from hers. It's called the kissing hand." "The kissing hand?" asked Chester. "What's that?" "I'll show you." Mrs. Raccoon took Chester's left hand and spread open his tiny fingers into a fan. Leaning forward, she kissed Chester right in the middle of the palm. Chester felt his mother's kiss rush to his hand, up his arm, and into his heart. Even his silky black mask tingled with a special warmth. Mrs. Raccoon smiled. She told Chester, "Whenever you feel lonely and need a little love from home, just press your hand to your cheek and think, 'Mommy loves you, Mommy loves you,' and that very kiss will jump to your face and fill you with toasty warm thoughts." He took Chester's hand and carefully wrapped his fingers around the kiss. Now, do be careful not to lose it," she teased him. "But don't worry. When you open your hand and wash your food, I promise the kiss will stick." Chester loved his kissing hand. Now he knew his mother's love will go with him everywhere he went, even to school. The night Chester stood in front of the school, and looked thoughtful. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Megan Kerner, and I'm going to be reading St. Paul, written and illustrated by the Daughters of St. Paul. A long time ago, in a faraway land, there lived a little boy. The little boy's name was Saul. Saul was a good boy. He loved his mother and father very much. One day, Saul's mother and father sent him to school in the city of Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, there lived a holy man. He told Saul all about God. Saul was very happy. He wanted to love God very much. Saul was a good boy in school. He studied and he learned to love God very much. He wanted to do everything he could to please God. But there was one thing Saul did not learn in school. He did not learn about Jesus. When Saul grew up, he did not want to hear people talking about Jesus because he did not know Jesus. He did not love Jesus. Poor Saul. He soon began to hurt the people who loved Jesus. He put them into jail. Saul thought he was pleasing God. By doing this, Saul did not know that Jesus is God. One day, Saul went to a city called Damascus. He wanted to put into jail the people there who loved Jesus. While he was on his way to Damascus, a great light flashed around him. The light was so bright that it blinded Saul. Saul fell down to the ground. He heard a voice, "Saul, Saul, why are you hurting me?" Saul asked, "Who are you, sir?" The voice answered, "I am Jesus, the one you are hurting." Now Saul understood. When he hurt the friends of Jesus, he was hurting Jesus because Jesus loves his friends. Saul got up from the ground, but he could not see Saul. Saul's friends took him by the hand and brought him into the city of Damascus. A holy man named Ananias came to see Saul. He put his hands on Saul's eyes. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how this story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Kevin, and I'm going to read the story of Jonah. Alice was a little girl who liked to play and sing. She loved her Bible storybook and read from it each day. She was reading Jonah's story all about the final time when an airmail bird delivered a note that had this line: "Reading is the magic key to take you where you want to be." The book that Alice held became a giant magic screen. She walked on through the Bible to Bible land and came upon the scene. God was telling Jonah, "I have for you a mission. Jonah, go to Nineveh and fix a bad condition." The people there are sinning. They don't know right from wrong. They need someone to warn them whose faith is very strong. They are strangers to Jonah, but help them mend their ways. Well, their wickedness will bring despair in only 40 days. Thought Jonah, I don't like them. I won't warn them. I won't go. I'd rather disobey and hide than help folks I don't know. So Jonah tried to run from God. He paid to take a ride on board a great big sailing ship with space where he could hide. But Jonah couldn't hide from God, for God is everywhere. When Jonah hid beneath the deck, God found him hiding there. God sent a wind that caused a storm that rocked the ship at sea, and all the sailors on the ship were frightened as can be. Back and forth the ship rocked. It almost broke in two. The captain went to Jonah and asked him what to do. Jonah said, "I ran away and disobeyed the Lord. It's me who wants to punish, so throw me overboard." The sailors didn't want to do as Jonah said. They should. The storm kept growing worse and worse, as Jonah knew it would. To calm the storm, the sailors had to follow Jonah's wish. They flew in the sea, and then God sent a great big fish. The big fish swallowed Jonah as he sank into the sea. Oh me, oh my, thought Jonah. What will become of me? Inside the fish's belly, all alone and scared, he stayed for 3 long days and 3 long nights. Jonah prayed and prayed. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library. I'm Sean and I'm going to read The Great Volume. Long ago, the birds and animals had a great argument. We who have wings are better than you, said the birds. That is not so, the animals replied. We who have teeth are better. The 2 sides argued back and forth. Their quarrel went on and on until it seemed they would go to war because of it. Then Crane, the leader of the birds, and Bear, the leader of the animals, had an idea. Let us have a ball game. Crane said the first side to score a goal will win the argument. This idea is good, said Bear. The side that loses will have to accept the penalty given by the other side. So they walked and flew to a wood, and they were divided up into 2 teams. On one side went all those who had wings. They were the birds. On the other side went those with teeth. They were the animals. But when the teams were formed, one creature was left out back. He had wings and teeth. He flew back into the teams. The 2 sides. First, he went to the animals. Thank you for listening to me.
You want to know how the story ends?
If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Avery, and I'm going to be reading Ruth. On a small tropical island, the sun rose high above the steely jungle. A mother python was sending her hatchlings out in the forest the way all mother pythons do. Grow up big and green, as big as the trees' leaves, she called to her yellow babies,
as they happily scattered among the trees. But Birdie darted. He was proudly eyeing his bright yellow skin. He especially liked the bold stripe that zigzagged down his back. Why the hurry to go big and green, he wondered. Maybe some of the older snakes in the jungle could tell him. Birdie ventured into the treetops to look for them. Umbles, Aggie, and Ribbon were lazing on some branches nearby. Birdie peered at their droopy green bodies. "It's not quite there," chided Aggie. Umbles burped and dropped. "It's taken nearly 4 weeks for the lizard to degrade. I really do like lizards, but lizards don't like me." "Why don't lizards like you?" asked Birdie. "Don't interrupt," Umbles grumbled. "Hear me," whined Aggie. "If I don't shed soon, this itchy skin will drive me bananas." Birdie tapped a tune with his tail as he waited to speak. "Stop that, Birdie. It makes me nervous," Ribbon complained. "Besides, you'll never grow up to be properly clean, always interrupting and constantly fidgeting." Birdie couldn't imagine being in such a hurry to be like them, and he really wanted to keep his sporty stripes, hoping to find snakes that weren't so boring. Birdie slipped away. Dozer was snoring in a tree not far from the others. "Hello," said Birdie. "Do you want to climb trees with me?" "I'm tired," Dozer said. "Go do a few laps around the jungle, okay?" Birdie's heart sank. Greens were not only lazy and boring, they were rude. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to hear how the story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Krista Dayer, and I am going to be reading The 3 Wishes. One day, a poor woodcutter was working in the forest, chopping down trees and sawing them into logs. He stopped for a moment and saw a fairy sitting on a leaf nearby. "I have come," she told him, "to give you 3 wishes. The next 3 wishes you make will come true. Use some wish wisely." After work, the woodcutter returned home and told his wife what had happened. She did not believe a word he said. "You've just dreamed it," she laughed. "Still, just in case, you better think carefully before you wish." Together they wondered, should they wish for gold, jewels, a fine home? They argued and disagreed about everything until the woodcutter shouted crossly, "I'm hungry after all my work. Let's eat first." "I'm afraid there's only soup," his wife replied. "I've no money to buy any meat." "Soup again," grumbled the woodcutter. "How I wish that I had a fine fat sausage to eat tonight." Before they could blink, a fine fat sausage appeared on their kitchen table. "You idiot," surged his wife. "Now you've wasted one of our precious wishes. You make me so angry," she went on. scolding until he could stand and no more, and he shouted, "Thank you for listening to me read. If you'd like to hear the end, check it out at your local library."
Hello, my name is Elliot Gunson, and I would like to read The Legend of Sleeping Bear. Long, long ago, before voyagers paddled canoes down rivers and streams, before mighty lumbermen cleared forests with sharp, shining axes, before wooden ships carried sailors across great freshwater seas. There was a beautiful forest near the edge of a mighty lake. Today we know the forest is part of Wisconsin, and the mighty lake is called Lake Michigan. But this was a time before many places had names or people. It was the time before farmers, Native Americans, planted cherry and apple trees and long-necked wheat rows. It was the time before pioneers planted colorful gardens of pumpkins, potatoes, and corn. In the forest near the edge of the lake lived Mother Bear. Her fur was blacker than the softest night, and her eyes were large and round. Mother Bear had two cubs, and they were very soft and playful. The three of them lived together in a small, cozy den nestled among bluebells and buttercups. Every morning as the wood thrush softly sang pit, 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 and chickadees called chickadee from the trees, Mother Bear and her cubs would lumber through the forest to the banks of the Richland Stream. Deer would gently bend their slender necks to sip the cool water, and raccoons would quickly wash their faces. Mother Bear and her cubs would step carefully into the stream, and as the fresh, clear water thickened by Mother Bear. Thank you for listening to me read. If you would like to hear how the story ends, check it out at your local library.
My name is Danny Molina, and I will read Star Wars Courtship of Princess Leia. Luke could sense the ruins of the Jedi Master's home before his whippet guide brought him to the place. Like the landscape of Tula itself, a barren plain where the short purple ridges of frost up from patches of thin winter ice, the ruins felt clean and refreshing, yet empty, almost as if they had never been visited by humans. The clean feeling assured Luke that the ruins had once been inhabited by a good Jedi. The huge whippet its ivory fur ruffling under the spring winds trudged over the purple moss. A vibro axe fitted in its paw. It stopped and raised its long snout in the air, that its massive tusks pointed up at the distant purple sun, then gave the trumpeting whistle glaring ahead. With small black eyes, Luke pulled the back of the hood of his snowsuit and glimpsed the danger of the horizon. A flock of snow demons were dropping from the shelter of the storm clouds. Hairy wings flashed with hairy wings flashed gray in slanting sunlight. The whippet whistled a battle cry. After they would attack, but Luke would reach out with his mind and felt the snow demon's hunger. They were hunting a herd of shaggy motmos. They moved. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Alpha, and I'm going to be reading Moon of Wild Rice. In the old days, they say, Bear came out of the ground and became a man, but he was lonely. He called to the sky, Thunder, Eagle, come down to earth and be my brother. Then the giant eagle who made thunder and lightning by flapping his wings and flashing his eyes flew down, and he too became human. Then the creator of good mystery made the thunder people, the water barriers, gave them the gifts of corn and fire to the people of the bear. The good mystery gave another gift, wild rice. Then the thunder people came to visit the bear village near the mouth of the Menominee River. They brought with them water and fire and corn. The bear people gave them wild rice in exchange. And also it came to be that those two families lived together and harvest the special food in the wild rice moon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to me read. Hi, my name is Sarah Nervine, and I'm going to be reading the book When Acorns Moon When Acorns Appear. When the world was as new as it could, covered with water, until Earth Elder, the creature reached down to the mud below and placed it up into Turtle's back. Earth Elder shaped the sun and the stars, then sat for a moment, thinking of what was the most needed. What would help the humans still to come. That was the Earth Elder made the first tree, and a great oak with 12 branches arching over the land. When sitting down, beneath it, the sun shining bright. Earth Elder thought of food for the people, and acorns began to form. So it is each year when the sun shines brightest, these first acorns come, and our pomelo people gather at this moon coming harvest. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Vincent Ormsby, and I'm going to be reading The Goat and the Rug. And I'm going to be finishing it from when I read it last. I might have looked a little naked and silly afterwards, but my did I feel nice and cool. So I decided to stick around and see what would happen next. The first thing Lynn May did was chop up roots from a yucca plant. The roots made a soapy, rich leather when she mixed them with water. She washed my wool in the suds until it was clean and white. After that, a little bit of me, you might say, was hung up in the sun to dry. When my wool was dry, then they took out 2 large square combs and with many teeth. By combing my wool between these carding combs, as they're called, she removed any bits of twigs or burrs and stringed strangled out the slivers. She told me it helped make a smoother yarn for spinning. Then Glen May carefully started to spin my wool, one small bundle at a time, into yarn. I was beginning to find out it takes a long while to make a Navajo rug. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how this story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, I'm Greg Hauser, and I'm going to be reading Commander Tug and the Intergalactic Spy. Long green ships fly through space past the winking of a thousand stars. There is one ship, one mighty ship, long and green, called Star Wars. The captain of this ship is brave and bright and brave. His name is Commander Tug.
Come on, turn the page.
He guides his ship where no spaceship has gone before, to find planets, to explore galaxies, to bring a little bit of Earth out to the alien stars. But he is not only way out in space. He has a very fine crew. Mr. Hop is his co-pilot. Lieutenant Lilly runs the ship. The computer chief is young Jake Skyjumper. And old Doc Pepper is in his grassy green wig. Makes sure everyone is happy and well. One day, the commander calls his crew all together. He waves a piece of paper. Starfleet is sending us a dangerous mission. Other ships have gone out on this mission. They have not come back. Lieutenant Lilly smiles. I'm ready, she says. What is this dangerous mission? Asked Mr. Hop. We
must pick up a spy, the intergalactic spy. Mr. Hawk scratches his head. Lieutenant Willie asks, what's dangerous about that? Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how this story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Erin Garandelli, and I'm going to be reading Rumpelstiltskin. One day, a king was riding through the village in his kingdom when he heard a woman singing. My daughter has burnt five cakes today. My daughter has burnt 5 cakes today. It was the miller's wife who was cross with her daughter for being so careless. The king stopped to hear her song again. The miller's wife hoped to impress the king, so she sang, my daughter has spun fine gold today. My daughter has spun fine gold today. And boasted that her daughter could spin straw into gold. The king was greatly impressed and said to the miller's wife, if your daughter will spin for me in my palace, I'll give her many presents. I might make her queen. I might even make her queen. What a wonderful opportunity that the miller's wife, and she fetched her daughter. The king took the girl back to the palace and ordered a spinning wheel to be placed in a room filled with straw. Spin this into gold by morning or you shall die, he commanded, and locked her in. The poor girl wept bitterly, for of course she could not spin straw into gold, as her mother had foolishly boasted. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, you can check it out at your local library. Hi, my name is Charlotte Prudon, and I'm going to be reading Amelia's Notebook. My mom just gave me this notebook. She said it would make me feel better to write down my thoughts. Why would a dumb notebook make me feel better? Nothing can make me feel better except going back home to my old house. Not this new house in a new city in a new state. Moving was weird. A big truck came to our house and everything went inside it. All of our furniture and clothes and dishes and vacuum cleaner. Even my collection of rubber bands, all colors. Then the house was empty and sad. I said goodbye to my bedroom. Actually, it's Cleo's bedroom too. I mean, it was Cleo's bedroom too. Cleo is excited about moving in this new house. She doesn't have to share a bedroom with me anymore. We each get our own bedroom, which is just fine with me. I'm sick of her stuck-up snootiness. Cleo with her big lips and jelly roll nose. That's why I call her jelly roll nose. She hates it. Then we piled into the car, and it took days to drive to the new house. At every single restaurant we stopped for lunch or dinner, Cleo ordered the exact same thing, hamburger and french fries. Every time. Boring. I told her she was going to turn into a big fat hamburger. She was already beginning to smell like one. She just laughed at me and stuck french fries up her nose until Mom told her to quit it. Thank you for listening to me read. If you would like to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library.
Hi, my name is Tanner and I'm going to be reading Have You Seen My Cat? Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Have you seen my cat? This is not my cat. Where is my cat? Have you seen my cat? This is my cat. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hello, my name is Johnny, and I'm going to be reading about the moon. The moon orbits the Earth. It is about 3,084,400 kilograms, or 2,040, 250 miles away. Most moons are very small compared with planets that they orbit. But our moon is large compared with this size of the Earth. It is about a quarter of the Earth's size, the Earth's effect. Earth's gravity makes the moon spin. It takes the same time for the moon to spin around once as it does for the Earth to orbit Earth, as it does for it to orbit Earth. This means that the same side of the moon is always facing us. In 1969, the U.S. Apollo 11 space mission landed people on the moon for the first time in history. The moon's craters were made by meteorites hitting it. On a clear night when the moon is full, you can see big craters such as a Copernicus with the naked eye. Many of the moon's craters are surrounded by pale-looking lines called rays. The rays were made by dust that was thrown out when the meteorites landed. Thank you for listening to me read.
Hi, my name is Amanda Bunty, and I'm going to read Tomboy Trouble today. My name is Georgia. I am 8. I am a girl. This is my story. It was summer, and I had long hair. When I played baseball, I got very hot. Very, very hot. I was sweating, so I got a haircut. The haircutter was a man. I like his tie. How short do you want it? The haircutter asked. Short, I said. How short? Asked Mama. She was 3 there too. Pretty short, I said. This short? Asked the haircutter. Shorter, I said. Maybe not that short, Mama, said Mommy. I was to see my ears. I said your ears, said Mommy. Really? Yes. The haircutter cut. He cut a lot. I could see my ears. They looked nice. All done, said the haircutter. Wow, I said. That's short, Georgia, said Mommy. I like it, I said. Mommy paid the hair cutter, so someone swept up my old hair. Mommy looked sad. Don't worry, the hair cutter told Mommy. It will grow back. I don't want it to grow back, I said. Thank you for listening to me read. If you want to know how the story ends, check it out at your local library or a bookstore because it's brand new.
We love reading!
What do you love?
Reading!
What grade are you in?
2nd grade!
And what school do you go to?
Mount St. Mary's School!
And what do you love?